Hello, guys, and welcome home. I hope you had a good week, and I'm happy that you're here. We're going to be going into the weekend, a little bit of fashion, a little bit of fun, and some drawing. I am very excited about this one. Let me just say right off the bat, if you hear a loud, like, whirring sound, it's my laptop. That girl is giving it her all to be on for us today. Just bear that in mind. It is what it is. So that being said, you already know we're here to do drawing. We're here to drum up some good vibes to carry us into the weekend. But are we going through this process as housemates, as roommates? Are you subscribed is what I'm asking. Or are you just a guest in the living room and roaching on the vibes? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All are welcome here, but if you did subscribe, then you would get a whole room, which is like, who doesn't want a free room in this economy? Just saying. And then don't forget my TikTok and my Instagram at Hannah's House underscore. Yeah, at Hannah's House underscore for Instagram, at Hannah's House no underscore for my TikTok. You don't get a room there, but you do get other stuff that's just as good. Scouts honor. Is that how they do it? I never been a scout. Or is it like that? I don't know. Anyways, let's go. Let's start. Okay. So I put my laptop on the ground just so I could still see it. But just so it wouldn't, I'm hoping it's not going to be as loud for you guys as it does sound for me. So you saw the title of the video, you might be saying Pinterest crawl. What is that? Well, I love Pinterest. I'm obsessed with that app and I love drawing. So I was like, let me combine the two. So normally how I would show it would be a little bit different, but I lost the footage and there's not really a point, like it's not really something I could recreate. So to recap how it goes, I will go to my wheel. I'm going to spin. I get a number. I don't remember what I got for like this one that I'm doing now. But then next, I have a number. I'm headed to Pinterest and I'm going to scroll however many times the number I was given. So if I spun an 8, I'm scrolling 8 times. Now I'm just going to close my eyes and whatever it lands on, that's my photo. And with that photo for today's, it was this lovely map here. I have to create a garment with it, whatever that may be. So it can be a top, a shirt, or I could do both. It just kind of depends. I want this to be, I don't know a good word, a timed thing for me. So I don't spend too much time just kind of picking away at it. Yeah. So with this one, because I did this one so far in advance, it is a full outfit. I just don't know if I'll be fast enough just because I didn't time myself. Normally I'm trying to give myself like a 2-hour limit to get it done, the full drawing. So that's what I mean when I say I might not do like a full outfit based off of like whatever the photo is. But this time I did more than like outside of the 2 hours because I had the time. So I was like, well, might as well. Yeah. So I have my map photo, right? I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do with this? What? I have to translate this. And that's the thing. I also want you to be able to tell what my inspiration photo was. Like to be able to look at the photo, look at the shirt, the top, whatever, and be like, oh, okay, I can see how we got from A to B here, right? So keeping that in mind, I was like, well, it's a map. So most obvious, I was like, well, like use a map print. On the whatever I ended up doing. And then I thought about like, when you fold a map like that, or when they kind of like have it half open, how it kind of has that like accordion top thing going on. So I was like, why don't I just do like a paper bag type of thing. But normally when they do paper bags, it's like the waistline of pants, but I didn't want to do pants and try to do like a pattern on that. I wanted more space, and I also am just thinking about it now. I don't know why I didn't think about a skirt, which is so funny because I literally was just like, oh, pants and shorts. Because the thing is, I have a pair of shorts with the paper bag waistline. So I think that's why I was automatically like, oh, that's the option. But I was like, I don't want to do pants because I don't want my pattern to be split up like that. So I was like, I'll just do a top instead with that paper bag, instead of like a waistline, hemline, whatever you want to call it. But it's just going to be at the top instead. So I feel like it worked out because as you see the full design, I think had I done bottoms with this, then I don't know if I don't know. I just think it worked out that I didn't think to myself like, hey, you can do a paper bag waistline on a skirt as well, not just pants and shorts. Yeah, so we're using the map. We're gonna do like something paper bag. I wanted it to have a vintage look just because the map that I had was vintage, and then I like the idea of using like the longitude and the latitude lines, like the little crisscross on the map. I wasn't sure if I was going to try and like work that in as like part of the seams, like try and mash up with like princess seams or something like that. I just thought it would be kind of a cool challenge for myself to also add in as well, like trying to get the lines, use the lines, like utilize them. Yeah, and then the only other thing I was kind of thinking of with the map and the fact that I'm gonna do a top, I want the why can I not remember what you're gonna call like the top of a pant or a skirt or any bottom is the waistline. What the hell is the top? I don't know. I don't know why I can't remember. Damn. Well, whatever. Anyways, we got a paper bag going up across the top. I like the idea of having like the bottom kind of like go into a belt and mimic like how it does on the map there, that kind of like rounded vibe. And yeah, at that point I wasn't sure if I was going to do like bottoms or not, because like I said, I was originally only supposed to do the 2 hours, but I did end up having time. So that being said, I just went right off the map and I color picked, and that was this is the color scheme I ended up with. And then ta-da, this is my drawing. I'll let you take it in. Okay. So to zoom in on the top, it's a map. It looks like a map. It looks like a folded map. I just like made up like countries. Like I tried to do like more like realistic, but it just was not working, so I gave up. But it still looks like a map, and that's what matters. I use the longitude and latitude lines. I originally was going to try and like use those as the princess seams, but they like with the princess seams, it would have been too like far apart, and it would have been too few lines for longitude and latitude, right? Because the princess seams, they would have looked like that, but whereas the longitude and latitude lines, it's a much more closer grid. So I just threw those on, and I just did random like writing, like that's not even English. I was just doing lines to make them kind of have letter-esque type of look. And then I did the coloring. I filled it like that. And I was gonna blend it more, but honestly, I felt the kind of like rough look to it made it look more vintage, which is what I was going for. And then towards the end, kind of going into the belt, I was thinking like, okay, old maps. What do we have? Well, not all of them, right? But just that whole idea of like the end of the world where the maps would just like drop off because like they didn't know, right? So I was like, let me try and mimic something like that. So that's why it kind of what's the word? Gradient? Like, I don't even know how to put into words like what I'm trying to say. It's a gradient. Is that a good word? It's a gradient from like the darker, I guess it's more of a tan. It's not even that dark, like of the map down into like some white as like my heaven space. That's the end of the world. And then kind of going down into like the waterfall part. Cause like I've seen maps where it's like the edge of the world and it's just like a waterfall going down. So I thought it would be fun to play off of that and then have that go into the skirt for the garment. So yeah, we have our gradient, we have our clouds, our heavenly waterfall coming down, and then it ends, and I did the hem of the skirt would have been just like very like puffy cloud-like vibes. That's what I was going for. I honestly really like it. And then the other thing I decided to do as well, just because again, it's old maps. What do old maps have on them? Monsters. So these are my monster guys. I had to get a mermaid in there, the little narwhal. I don't know. Everyone thought it was a unicorn, but it was just a whale. A whale with a little horn, a tusk on its head. Um, I'll put a picture of what I'm talking about because I feel like I'm saying it, but then I'm like second guessing myself. I'm like, but were they real? Like, I think it is an actual animal, like the narwhal, right? The Google. Anyways, and then I just tried to freestyle like some other ones. Yeah. So that was my design. That was my design. And looking at them like side by side, could you it to me, I feel like yeah, I can see like it's a map, there's the map, right? I don't really know if that was kind of like cheating to kind of just use the map print, but at the same time, like it just fit. And I also did have that running theme of like old map stuff just thrown in there and like a lot of other plays on maps as well, like with my top going into my skirt as kind of like that edge of the world waterfall type of vibe. So yeah. Okay. I don't have anything else to cover. I did get it all. So that's that. Normally I would include like the time lapse of me doing the actual drawing, but I'm trying out a shorter format of video. So if you did want to see the time lapse though and just more close up pictures, those are going to be on my Instagram and TikTok. Yep. Yeah. I hope you had a great time. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much for stopping by. To my roommates, see y'all at dinner. And next week we will be